sweet victory at the end, or at least completing it. You know, hard has its complexities, and we're off. And our first chest, just 10 arrows. It was like Cadenza is going outside and is going to go grab that sword, whereas Elminster is going to head to the sanctuary.
Absolutely. Cadenza get in here. Now, what's going to be blocking that second chest? Let's see if it's anything. Oh, it doesn't look too bad today.
And Cadenza claims her sword. That's that pot right there. That's a pot crab. You only see those in the Randomizer. They're not in the original game.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Elminster coming across a bow and sitting in the mushroom spot.
That's a big find. He had some arrows to start off too, which is going to be important, especially if he doesn't have any other weapons.
Only got some green rupees from the tree pool here. Cadenza heading in. Looks like we're going to go down to and find out what's hiding in Zelda's cell.
At least one of the runners went the way I think they were going to go.
Oh, Elm, no!
Those red guards are no joke with 3 hearts.
Not at all. Those are some of the worst things you can see out there. A lot of Dark World enemies down here in the path to the dungeon.
At least with that sword, Cadenza will be able to handle. Let's see. It's one of the it's one of those shadow things. I don't even know what they're called.
Those things show up everywhere. Every time there's like 7 or 8 of those in a room, I swear.
Oh, there's our lamp.
That's not that far off, Vanilla.
And a blue cane on Elminster's side.
Yeah, unfortunately in hard mode, not nearly as helpful as it is in normal.
Yeah, all it's good for is a weapon.
Cadenza getting some green goo out of Zelda's cell. Luckily, it was the jellyfish and not the Stalfos who had the key.
Yeah, that would have been the ruiner of days. And Elminster buying himself some bombs so he can finish clearing out Kakariko.
And now with Lamp in tow, Cadenza's going to head through to the Dark Cross.
Let's see what's in Chicken Hut here.
Oh god, that's guards.
Do some dodging. And a shovel for Elminster's trouble there.
Apparently the chicken lady was an archaeologist in a former life.
Elminster now retracing his steps and cleaning up the well location that he had to skip.
Yeah, Cadenza only finding 20 rupees in the Dark Cross and no keys, so the back end's gonna be glove blocked.
I'm suspecting we're probably going to see a lumberjack check.
We didn't see one from Elminster, so I'd like to go ahead and see, what we've got going on up there. 5 rupees, 10 bombs, 20. And a heart piece. Nothing so good in Blind's Hut. Oh, silvers! Well, good thing it's all dungeons.
Yeah, I could definitely see our runners maybe routing Lumberjack back in at some point. Silvers do save yourself a lot of time, especially in Mired with Vitreous. Yeah.
Gonna get our library check, and just 20.
Just to recap, just for those tuning in right now, we're playing all dungeons, open state, Uncle Assured Swords, hard difficulty with the Randomizer enabled.
Yes, indeed. And to answer a question in chat about silvers in hard mode, silvers in hard mode are not usable except in the Ganon fight.
That's right, I forgot about that. We may see our runners and skip those arrows. Especially if they can find the Tempered Sword.
It's pretty much going to be a one or the other. If you get the Tempered Sword, I can see you skipping it, but not if you are stuck on Master.
Yeah. Master Sword, Silverless Ganon is not a fun time in most cases. Unless you're Andy.
Alright, so about 6.5 minutes in, Cadenza's finally getting around to their CAC area. Elminster's coming up here to get not only a sword, but also gonna probably get the rest of the Hyrule Castle checks done as well.
So after our runners, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say after they do finish up this, they've got South Shore, and the choice they could run to Sarsarilla's Closet, see what's back there, or just straight into Eastern, especially with the no bow lock in place. Not that it matters since they have the bow. It's just that the seed seems to not be giving them a lot to work with here so far.
I don't think you can lift pot crabs.
No, unfortunately not. Not quite sure what Elminster was maybe semi-farming for. He's maxed out on bombs. Unless he's just trying to get some money. So to answer a question in chat, Randomizer. Randomizer, especially in this tournament, is going to depend on the mode. In open mode, it's going to shuffle all of the enemies as well as the bosses are going to be on Chaos Shuffle, meaning they can be in different places and there can be repeats of bosses.
Elsewhere, Randomizer has a few other functions that we're not using for this tournament. It can change like the location of what's underneath pots, swap pallets, some other really cool things that we're not going to use here, but you could use yourself.
Cadenza getting the hook shot off the bottle vendor that Elminster couldn't buy because he was broke.
That's certainly interesting.
That's big.
I don't think there's really anything we can do with it right now, but paired with like the gloves, we can get to Death Mountain, and that would open up a lot of Death Mountain.
It would open up a ton. I was really looking like that we're going to be getting the gloves somewhere. I'm thinking Shaz or Eastern, especially with that lamp in tow.
So that's also, another.
Go ahead.
Oh, the other thing about hard mode is that even though the hook shot will stun, the boomerang will not.
Exactly.
So Cadenza is,
make.
yeah.
To answer Cypher, it is a chaos shuffle, so not only can the positions of which boss is where completely randomized, the amount of them is also completely randomized. We could run into 6 Trinexes. Unlikely, but possible.
Yeah. The Randomizer will ensure that you'll have the equipment you need to defeat the boss. If you get a Trinex, it will ensure that an Ice Rod was available before that boss. So you don't have to worry about getting soft locked and nasty things like that.
And interestingly enough, we have both 5-6 crystals on Desert and Eastern.
Some early 5-6 crystals. Assuming that we can get the equipment we need to beat both of them. It's a fun position for that BMOS.
Yeah, especially with one of those rope bags at the top of the stairs. Those are nasty, too. Let's see what's in the closet. Nothing much. Just a little bit of some ammunition and a little bit of love.
Alright, it's like Cadenza's doing the southern checks. We're gonna see what's in the dam. Gotta coax that. Yeah. Well.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Alright. That's Randomizer for you.
Just whiz. Oh my. So I heard you like damage boosting. Meanwhile, Cadenza finding the gloves, sitting inside the dam.
That opens up East Death Mountain.
That opens up all of Death Mountain. That's really big. I think that I might be making that play instead of Eastern in Cadenza's shoes here. Elminster with the early big key in Eastern, while Cadenza seems to get we have a favorable enemy pattern here inside of what is Mini Moldorm. Now Popo Cave. Boots!
Speed toes.
Fire Rod.
I think she'll take that.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. Cadenza's gonna head over toward Ice Rod now.
I could definitely see her going up to Death Mountain after this.
Yeah, I really don't think there's going to be a Fake Flipper. Fake Flipper is an extremely risky play in Randomizer because there's usually like 1,000 spike traps in the water.
$100 on Cadenza's side.
5 on Elminster's. Only that one item so far. Got our first 10 tile. Cash and Paradox. Another blue rupee for Elminster. Eastern's just not paying off.
At least they'll be able to finish it. Hopefully. We'll see what the boss is.
I'm more worried about him actually being able to get over to the big key room at this point. A Stalfos and 2 Henox.
You can do it.
Only the compass. Last item is on whatever is in the Armos spot. Looks like Cadenza is going to be coming right behind Elminster over into the eastern area.
I mean, assuming the boss is favorable, we should be fine. Or as long as we have the equipment. We'll know soon enough, I suppose.
As Elminster's having a little bit of issues here in Death Mountain, the room, with dead rocks, tektites, and a turtle for good measure. Well, wasn't that one. There it is. Elminster finally finds the right tektite, and up we go.
Whereas on Cadenza, that was a we got our wall master.
Yeah, that's the one problem with Randomizers. You never know when those wall masters are coming out.
Oh boy.
It seems all the guards have relocated to eastern. Elminster did a good job getting rid of all those, while Cadenza just finishes picking up their map.
Multi-dorm.
Iodorm. Thankfully, no pits.
So, that's a nice kill there.
Good job staying away from him, just clean and simple.
So to answer in chat, the guard that you see with the cannon is actually, it's in the game code and fully working. They just never actually put it in the game. They never put it anywhere. So Randomizer, it puts it somewhere.
To answer Ranger in chat as well, the Tons of Eyes on Moldorm is kind of a feature slash bug slash glitch of the Randomizer. It's one of the few of them. Kind of like if you fight Helmasaur in a really large room, you'll see extra legs everywhere. Elm grabbing his glove, not even... Oh, yeah, he had to come back in, right? He does, because he doesn't have the hook shot. Cadenza heading into the back for fun with tektites.
So do you think Elminster is going to go back anytime soon to check Kakariko vendor?
I would probably bet on it, because not only did he leave Kakariko vendor behind, he also left Sitkid behind. Cadenza taking an unfortunate death against those tektites. I mean, red tektites still hit for 2 hearts of damage, even though they're technically a light world enemy. Elm picking up his boots and his fire rod from the Popo Cave. Alright, round 2 for Cadenza. Looks like the Fire Rod is just going to come into full effect here, and we're just going to Fire Rod it down. A little bit of damage, but manages to keep really good track of where that Tektite is. 1 Fire Rod shot and 1 key.
We're getting some water walking action on Elm's side.
We got a Shroom on the island.
Oh, Cadenza, no.
Cadenza takes another death. Like, these Easterns did randomized in some really rough rooms here. Yeah, money is absolutely no object in this seed anymore. Zelman's just gonna head right over here and see what's up with what's up over on Zora.
That's also another thing you should get used to with Randomizer, lag. You're going to see quite a bit of it. And speaking, that's our Master Sword.
Zora taking up new smithing hobbies.
Right you are. Alright, what's next?
He looks like he's going to come right in for the back, yep.
Good call.
So we know one of these 3 chests is the key, the other 2 are completely unknown. Just a piece of heart, but a piece of heart's still a piece of heart in this, especially with it not exactly being a healthy seed. Alright, Cadenza pulling out the hookshot for some stuns here and guard room 1 of 2. Bonk rocks for the big 20.
Alright. Alright, get this room under control.
Cadenza just Robin Hood and just skewering everyone with that bow and arrow.
Very nice.
I can't help but think that Cadenza's going to be really relieved to see something a little on the easier side like Moldorm in here.
Well, what makes Moldorm hard is the drop-down locations around him. You don't have that, so...
Elminster heading up to Death Mountain with no hookshot.
At least he'll have the save and quit point. You can get back over here really easily after that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as long as you can get through this. Oh my lord, all those bombs.
That's disgusting. I would not want to do that without the lamp.
Cadenza, 1 heart left, pulls it off, down goes Moldorm. Elminster with the damage boost strats off the Beamos to get his old man. And promptly dies.
The important work was done.
Exactly. I'm quitting out, coming back right to the same spot. Gonna go ahead and finish up his checkup here, while Cadenza's heading to Sank, probably to make the exact same play.
And if Cadenza, if she goes to Death Mountain after this, she will have a slight advantage over Elminster.
Elminster sees the heart piece instantly with the save and quit. Not sure if I completely agree with that. In a hard mode, every bit of health can count, plus the hint. Elm's going to Agana. Cadenza finishes up the less than stellar back of escape, and now should be headed up the Death Mountain.
Yeah, there we go.
Moon Pearl is on the desert ledge. That is interesting.
So then here's the question: what's locking it? The book or
Book or it's
mirror?
flute and flute, mirror, and the mitts.
Statistically, I'd probably go with the book blocking it. And a cape in Agina's cave.
Cadenza going in to get some old man love before heading back out to head up the mountain.
Is Elm gonna do Aga 1?
I think he is. I don't know. I mean, it is all dungeons. I don't see a Elm forgetting something like Bottle Vendor and Sick Kid together. Maybe one, or if it was just one or the other, but not both. Answer a question in chat. Uncle Assured means that your dying uncle in Escape is guaranteed to give you a sword.
And both of our runners have already claimed them.
Yes. Uncle had the first sword for both runners. Elminster had his second off of Zora.
So I can maybe see where Elminster's going with this. He knows he has to complete Aga 1.
And Cadenza just found out that the ice rod is in the graveyard. Well, above the graveyard.
Now the question is, will we see a Trinex? Statistically, we'll probably see at least one. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say that there might be one. I mean, especially with a hint like that. But the hints I know aren't really linked to logic. That's a really bad place for a dead rock, by the way.
Alright. Now, what is in Paradox Cave that Elminster had to skip?
More money.
This is not a poverty seed.
Cadenza with the tried and true hook shot, and whoa, that's a cane.
Green goo?
Book, there's desert.
Yep. Moon Pearl is in logic now.
Elm with a really solid climb after that little dead rock fiasco in the dark room.
I could see, like, Elm is going to knock this out, right? He'll have the item that's on Pyramid Ledge. If it was something that he needed for progression, great. If not, he's completed it. He doesn't have to do it a second time. He has to do it anyway. So, I could see why he's just doing it right now and getting it over with.
A lot of it's going to depend, what we see after he kills it. When he sees what's on the ledge, he's got to think back to, it's got to be in CAC.
Exactly.
One blue ball.
Not to jinx it, but Aga 1's being kind of kind right now.
You had to say it.
I know I did. I have to.
Wow. Well, there's your mail upgrade.
He'll certainly take it. It's
You've
not
got
quite
mail.
Yeah. I think he's going back to Kakariko now.
Yep, he's going to clean up his bottle vendor, his sick kid. Don't think there's much else he's going to be able to see. And he can, especially because now he can hit bonk rocks on the way, or did he already? He already got that.
Cadenza has picked up her magic cape.
And we're about to see what is going to be going on in Desert. Oh, come on, Elm.
Remember, Elm.
Come on, Elma. You got this. You got this. Remember, you were broke the first time. He's going to go back. He's going to go back down here. He's going to go into the library, which I believe was a big 20.
Well, he'll eventually run out of options, right? And he'll start like doing. He's probably going through that checklist in his head. All right, what did I do?
Well, we've got to. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate that things like that it happened, but you just got to go through the middle checklist here. You got to go through. Okay, what haven't I checked? I mean, at this point, I fully expect Elm. Ooh, Cadenza taking a nasty death of the bomb slug, but it's not that bad of a run back. Elm might just start going through and doing everything else that's out of logic. Like, I don't think Hobo's been checked, stuff like that. But he's going to recheck Agna first. Cadenza have to dance with the Lionel for that key.
Think, Elminster. Go through the checklist in your head. Everybody send, even though it's on a 20-minute delay, send them your thoughts.
Yes, send them your love, send them your energies.
Yep. Just send them bottle vendor. Just think it.
Elm's heading the direction. Now he's going north. I think he's still thinking, but he's just gonna say, you know what? While I'm going through the checklist, I may as well grab, my silvers.
It's always a good call. You should always be doing something. Like, nothing wastes more time than just staring at the map.
Cadenza finding out that there is a unique item in Ganon's tower. You don't say.
What is that enemy?
I believe it's supposed to be one of the statues from over near Eastern, but it looked like a heart piece.
Yeah, it was. Like the sprite just glitched out. And Cadenza is claiming her Moon Pearl.
And is going to head back here to find out whatever flooded excitement is located in Lamno. Elm, I think he maybe. Come on, Elm, you got it. Hey!
Awesome.
Elm's got his hook shot where he's back on track.
Alright, and he knows where he needs to go now.
Luckily got a favorable on that dead rock. So Elm's going to get himself a second bottle. He's going to get himself his book, which will lead to his Moon Pearl. And he's also going to get himself his Cane of Samaria.
And on Cadenza's side, we're going to find out what this boss is.
Can it be Trinex? Please let it be Trinex. Argus! Thankfully, we have a hook shot.
Like I said before, the Randomizer will only put bosses that won't lock you out of anything.
Unfortunately, it's Fighter Sword Argus.
I like that shade of green, though. So we have a question in chat. How are those torches not lit with the fire bar there? Because video games.
It's magical fire, and unlike the lantern, which is a different magical fire.
Alright. Cadenza is now in phase 2 of Argus.
Cadenza gets down Argus. Let's see what's behind. Bombs.
We do have the 5 and 6 crystals now.
Yes, but no Dark World access. After all of this, Elm may still be in good shape because this may actually be Aga. Cadenza's going to... Oh, it has to check Bog Rocks, right?
But we're probably going to... Yeah, this is an Aga required seed. Well, besides being all dungeons.
Alright, so about 40 minutes in here, we've seen most of what's about to be done here. So to recap, this is open Randomizer, so overworld enemies, dungeon enemies, all bosses are all shuffled up. This is hard mode. So while everything is in the pool, except for the removal of some heart containers and heart pieces, you're going to be capped out at tempered. We're also going to be capped out at blue mail, fire shield. Potions aren't as effective, all that kind of stuff. Elm unfortunately missed the hook shot on the bottle vendor his first time through Kakariko, but since it turns out that we do need Aga to get to Dark World, he went to Aga first and is not that far behind. Waterfall Ferry has already been checked. Elminster water walked over to check it and didn't find anything other than the actual second sword off of Zora himself.
Yeah, in hard difficulty, you can only use the silver arrows on Ganon. They are otherwise disabled. So even though Elminster grabbed the silver arrows, he won't be able to use them until Ganon. Yeah, some interesting dead rock placement here in the castle tower maze.
Yeah, and the turtle on top of it. Elm living on half a heart and a prayer here. Cadenza on one heart up through the climb here.
We believe.
Lighting that torch, wants to play it safe and see exactly what you're dealing with. Oh, the little bag Popo got her. But that's no problem, it's just a little bit of a time loss having to come back up through. And not having to deal with that trolley turtle for the key. Yeah, this is going to be a much easier Argus fight with Master instead of Fighter.
The Cadenza going down again. Hard mode is rough. Add Randomizer into it. And Elminster's claiming his second crystal as well. We have the 5 and 6 crystals, but no Dark World access to use it.
Well, we've got the Dark World access now, but we're still going to probably need the hammer. Or no, or the hammer or the mirror?
Yes, either or.
Elm with a save quick to his house, he's going to head himself right into the Dark World.
So what do you think he'll do first?
Catfish, jump across, and then go to Village of Outcast to the north.
Probably CRC sell some Thieves Town.
Guess that's a no to Catfish.
He didn't read the hint, so he doesn't know that the... Yeah, he doesn't have the mirror yet, but... We do know the ice rod...
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that's a large roller.
Tell you that hook shot's done. It's been a lifesaver for our players.
I didn't recall Elm checking it. I'm sure he did, but we got a unique item requires a bomb. That could refer to a lot of things. I think some of them we may have already found.
All right, on Cadenza's side, she's working her way up Castle Tower again.
With a piece of heart is one of his 2 items inside a skull.
Gonna bomb jump his way over to the big chest. That big spike trap there, that's an interesting location.
Interesting's one word for it.
Yeah.
So Cadenza coming up to their AGA 1 fight here. We know they're only going to get 1 blue ball.
Alright, that's just a compass. We still have 1 item left in Skullwoods.
Yep, I didn't recall the right-hand chest. I think we were having a little bit of a delay issue on it, but if it's still checking, it must have just been another dungeon item or key. Elm deciding he wants no part of the back of Skullwoods yet.
He may have found the 2nd item then, if that's the case.
He may have, yeah. Yeah, but if he found the 2nd item, he wouldn't have checked that vanilla big key chest, though.
It's true.
Cadenza has mail, and Elm finds a piece of heart in the C-shape house.
And it looks like we are going to get a catfish check for Cadenza. He's got that stray cuckoo just sitting there.
Maybe if we can get around this, you have to take the long way around to get away from the anti-fairy. Bombs out of the chess game, unfortunately. Can't help but think Elm's gonna go dip right into Thieves. And just a waste of time from Catfish, unfortunately.
Doesn't even want him.
Elm 5 finds what looks to be 5 rupees, and I believe that's referred to as the ambush chest. Which means this has to be big key and vanilla location. So Cadenza coming over here, gonna check out what's on the bumper ledge. Gonna be honest, I'm surprised Elm didn't take a look in the boss room there, but with no... would have had to take a death or a save and quit in order to get access to the back if they really wanted to do it.
Now, in Randomizer, do you have to rescue the maiden in order to spawn the boss?
No, the maiden's gone.
Okay.
Didn't quite see what that hint was.
Yeah, I missed it too. We'll probably see it on Cadenza's side here in just a bit.
Another 300 rupees up in the ceiling room in Thieves Town. Cadenza heading in to grab 3 bombs from the chess game. Looks like Cadenza is going to be heading into Skull as well. We know that the one of the items in here is a piece of heart. Don't think it found the key. I think the key is self-locked.
Those guards trolling Elm.
Just so many guards in these dungeons. Oh, that's a save and quit.
We found our Trinex.
Found a Trinex in Blind's position, which means, unfortunately, neither of them are going to be able to kill that until we find the mirror, and only Cadenza knows that that ice rod's there. Cadenza dropping in for the vanilla way to the big chest wants no piece of those spike traps on a bomb jump.
I don't blame her. A well-needed full heart container on Elm's side in the digging game. It's an unfortunate position for that BMOS. Gonna have to, yeah. And a heart piece for his trouble there. And a BMOS on the other side.
So Cadenza ducking in for an intentional death to get some hearts back. As Elm comes up on Hype Cave.
The good boomerang. $20. A piece of heart. 10 arrows and $300.
That's especially being hard mode and the uselessness of that boomerang. That's a hard strikeout for Elm there.
All right, and on Cadenza's side, she's navigating this room here. Gets picked up by the wall master after grabbing the chest, and it looks like she's going to continue.
Absolutely, Cadenza's going to take up the back half here and going to see what our boss is back here, as well as try to find that second item.
So I saw a couch cache on the west side of Swamp. There might have been something else on there. I may have missed it.
I saw some cash, and that was it.
Yep. I was watching the second stream here. So we know at least one of those items is just money. But we don't know what the other item would be.
So I'm becoming a little limited here. I think he's going to come over and make the pod play. Cadenza with a super nice full magic there. So I'm headed in here to see what we've got going on in pod. Cadenza lighting up some torches for some access.
The timing's gonna be tight here. But makes it.
Manages to squeak through. Elm in the first chest finding a big key for pod.
You really don't find that key there very often.
It's really limited, I think, a lot because of Randomizer. It has to either be an item to be fully bow locked or like a small key to go on.
We found our first Lionel. Bombs are held by somebody friendly.
And how about Lammo on a moving platform?
I could think of better nights out. Only a heart and a half.
Ooh, manages to get it. Elm finding the third bottle in pod.
And Cadenza claims her third crystal.
Elm hugging a giant spike for death warp. Alright, so here we are about an hour in. We've got a couple of major things missing. We're still missing the mirror, which we know is required for the ice rod, which we now know is required to clear Thieves Town, which is rocking a Trinax. No sign of the mitts anywhere or a hint thereof. No flippers, no flute. We've got a lot of limited access. So we're still looking for the progression here. There's not much. There it is.
You saying about progression?
Yeah, there's the mitts inside of pod.
That opens up. What would that open up right now?
East Dark Death Mountain. Or yeah. East Dark DM, yeah. So it's really pointing right now towards something at Super Bunny or something at Hookshot Cave. Elm finding the bug net, not useful for much besides going swag.
You can't capture fairies in hard mode. So, yeah. Pretty much good for that.
And Elm saving, quitting. No hammer, can't get to the boss in here. So with those mitts, we're going to see what he does, and sure enough, he's going straight for Dark Death Mountain. Not like he had much other choice really at the moment. The seat's been incredibly linear so far.
Yeah, kind of let us off a little bit. Brought us in through a single choke point. That's Aga 1. It's starting to spread out just a little bit, but not quite too much. We're probably going to see Cadenza go. She's going to be forced to go to Pod as well, and then go up to Dark Death Mountain.
Taking an unfortunate death because of the Randomizer nature of that room. So unfortunately, we know Cadenza's not going to find a lot of anything in here, and not going to be able to kill the boss either. Elm's dropping down here into Super Bunny. We're going to see what we've got. Quack. And the fourth bottle.
It's a B. And then we have good old Hook Shot Cave as well.
So what's in here? Is it the flute? I bet it's the flute.
Yeah.
That dead rock. Or it's the hammer.
Hey, well, that works.
Third sword for Elm.
Dead Rock Police Department doing its thing.
And barely manages to squeak onto that platform.
It was pretty smooth. I can't lie. Well, as smooth as it's going to get, I should say.
And sure enough, Quake's what we need to get into Turtle Rock. So it looks like Elm's going to come over here, drop down into Spike Cave with his newly acquired hammer. Cadenza's still trying to get back here into the back end of Thieves Town.
The cape will use normal magic usage in this cave, so I suspect we'll see him use that. Or the Cane of Brian.
A little bit faster to activate. Just $20. So now with this hammer, Elm's coming back down to South Shore?
He's gonna fake flipper into ice.
I strongly disagree with that.
This could be dangerous.
Thankfully, there's not a lot of bad enemies here, and he can get in here and he can full clear. But you know the flippers aren't in here, which you are gonna need anyway.
Cache requires a specialist unlock.
Yeah, so Gary's lunchbox just has some lunch money so he can eat out. Cadenza able to make it downstairs. I really thought Elm was going to head for Pyramid Fairy here. Cadenza being super careful here with on only 2 hearts. Oh, this room. Just giant spikes on ice. At least it's not 4 BMOS, though. Alright, so Cadenza about to get the bad news.
But at least she knows where the ice rod's at. There's a joke hint on Elm's side. I didn't even catch it.
There's
But
money
we know...
in the banana stand.
There you go. We know it's a joke hint because of the green text. You also have a picture of Link's face in it.
That is a Lionel. That is not a good place for a Lionel. At least Elm had tempered. Alright, so Cadenza coming back across. We know Cadenza needs to go to pod to get the mids. Small key in the Freezor room. Looks like Elm's gonna gonna come back up to get over to the right side.
Cadenza's gonna claim her heart container.
I'm sure they're gonna be super thrilled about that. Just the amount of combat that's been going on in the crazy room layouts is all the safety you can get.
So far, nothing in ice.
Yeah, the hints have been less than stellar as well.
BMOS, please.
Just a BMOS under a bush. I'm collecting his last hint. Oh, thanks. Piece of heart mini Moldorm.
And Cadenza cleaning out Trash Cave.
Nothing so far for Elm. Only got the big chest and whatever's a cold stare left. Cadenza realizing the last thing's pod, so headed over that direction. Elm did a nice job there, carefully laying himself up to avoid this spike trap.
There's more bombs in the big chest.
Elm down to a heart and a half here.
Alright. What boss are we going to have here?
And our winner is Armos.
It's not too bad.
No, thankfully it's one of those where you don't have to worry about taking collateral damage. Heart and a half's fine for Armos. Shoot 19 arrows, get one back.
There's our unique item. I don't think we had a hint for it anyway.
We didn't, and so unfortunately, Ice Palace just a really bad strikeout here, but at least it's out of the way.
Exactly.
So the play is Finishing Pod or Pyramid Fairy. Or Hera. I forgot Hera's in play now.
I think we could... Elm has access to Turtle Rock as well.
Yes, he does. Yeah, we can get into TR as well.
I don't think he'll do that quite yet. And even though... Go ahead.
It's not a bad idea. I don't like it. I don't like Turtle Rock at all, but all dungeons, you know it may not be Trinux there, and you've already got the Fire Rod and the Cane. Cadenza picking up the third of 4 bottles.
And Death Warping. Pretty much have to at this point. No hammer. No mirror. Alright. What does the fairy have?
Ooh. Just a piece of heart and a big 20.
It was too good to be true.
So, finish pod. It looks like that's where Elm's going to head first. The only other option beyond that I can think of really is Hera.
He might be finishing... Yep, he's finishing pod, so...
Alright, while we've got a minute with everybody coming through here, I'm going to give everybody a reminder. Please follow these runners. They're putting this on for your show here. Also, feel free to go ahead and check out our simulcast restream in French over on Speed Gaming Francais. Oh, good lord, I didn't even realize there was a chain chomp in this room.
What's this about a harmless hellway?
Harmless nothing. Alright, Elm coming up here, putting an arrow in the eye, and he's going to be headed down to what's going to be his 4th boss. Unless it's Trinux again. And what dangers will Elminster face down here in the dark? And suddenly he finds himself in the back of Escape yet again. I mean... That was a lot of Hinox.
Yes, it was.
More Moldorms? Or Lambos?
Lambos.
Lambos are popular today.
Yeah, Tempered Sword, Fire Rod, he's gonna make quick work of them. Alright, we got Pod down on Elm side.
Elm claiming his first of 3 pendants, Cadenza claiming 5 rupees out of the King's Tomb. The King must have been broke.
That's why they buried him.
Elm with the save quit the Sank. Is he gonna go check King's Tomb as well? Looks like it. Cadenza heading over to Death Mountain to pick up their hammer. Elm looks like he's headed back over toward CAC. I think he's going to finish up Skullwoods because he left an item in there.
Yeah, and Titan's Mitts, his fast access. Might as well just do it. We might also get ourselves a pedestal check, maybe? I'm not sure what could be on pedestal, though.
Oh, it could be flippers.
Could be.
Could be flippers. Could be mirror. Oh yeah, no mirror to check the ped to begin with.
That's right. This is why I didn't make the top 96.
Anti-fairy planting poor Elm in a pit.
Some footwork, though. Gotta appreciate fancy footwork. And the dead rock doing what dead rocks do. There we go.
And Cadenza finally getting up to their max sword. Elm probably internally exclaiming, but I just fought these guys.
But not on a moving platform. That makes all the difference.
And with spikes, don't forget spikes.
The icing on the cake. Elm claiming his 4th crystal.
Alright, so we've got Hera, we've got Turtle Rock.
And both are fairly... I mean, they're both close together.
We're pretty well synced up almost for where they're headed up to now. It looks like that both of them got the same idea, but are they going to diverge paths?
that sink.
Chat brings up a good point. I think we have the entire blacksmith chain too, even though we know the very end of it is garbage.
I think both our runners saw that hint, right?
I don't believe so. I think that was in Ice Palace. I think Elm's the only person that got it. And
All
it looks like both runners are going to be heading into Hera. I'd assume that we're going to get a tablet check first from both. I'm taking a second to double check what was on Spectacle.
A heart container is in Ganon's tower.
Thanks for narrowing it down, game. Yeah, so our runners are in the same dungeon here. Elm has quite a substantial lead of just the boss of Pod, but all like full clear of Ice Palace.
And being in all dungeons, being 2 full dungeons ahead of your opponent, that's always a good thing for you.
I wouldn't even say 2 full. It's like 1.5. Because it does take a little bit of time to get back to the boss room in Pod. So the small key is self-locked.
Yeah, I had to read that twice. I had to read it twice.
So both of our runners getting knocked off, but Cadenza at least getting the map first.
All right. What boss do we have here?
Just a little Viddy, and the Elm's going to take full advantage of not having to be anywhere near that lightning.
Cadenza bailing out.
I actually like that. I really like that from Cadenza.
Get some health, come back.
Like, you know you're on 2 hearts, you're like, you know what, I've only killed like 1 eyeball, let's just restart it. Just some bombs for your trouble.
And both of our runners pick up the pendants. Cadenza not too far behind, except for the dungeon difference.
So Cadenza bailing out, deciding they want to get Pyramid Fairy out of the way first. Elm knows only one shot left, and that's going to be inside the Turtle Rock.
And we'll have a hint tile inside that we can read. Still need to figure out where that mirror is at.
Cadenza's going to actually head back and finish out Landmo here in Pod.
It's good advice. Go to the next room.
Yeah, I think it's solid plan. Solid plan.
It's a not roller room.
Alright, so Elm going through Turtle Rock here. Here's what we know. We know that the Ice Rod is on Greyguard Ledge. We know that Trinex is located in Thieves Town, therefore the mirror is guaranteed not to be in Ganon's Tower, and thus ends what we know.
Mirror?
Speak of the devil.
I think we found a mirror.
Yeah, the sea just became much clearer now.
Yep. And Elm knows what he's gonna do next after this. Well, no, he doesn't know that where the ice rod is at.
Now he has no clue that the ice rod's there. Elm's gonna keep diving, see what he can find. Oh, enemy hidden by the transport pipe.
That's unfortunate. Oh, and just to recap for people who just joined, this is the Fall 2018 Randomizer Tournament. This game is all dungeons, open state, Uncle Assured Sword, hard difficulty, with the Randomizer enabled.
Yes, indeed. So far, we've seen a couple land mode. We have a Trinex that we now know how to kill, thanks to the mirror and Turtle Rock, sitting in the back of Thieves Town. Vanilla Big Key inside of Turtle Rock, as Cadenza comes up on Fun with Landmos.
Very nice.
Elm going to skip and then realizing, wait, I've got a big key and I've got a mirror now. Mini Moldorm not wanting to play nicely for Elm. Elm comes to the back of Mimic Cave and finds more bombs. So many explosives.
At V30, they took the bomb and arrow upgrades out of the pool. So we replaced them with bombs and arrows.
And we have a flute.
I was hoping that would turn up eventually. At least we know it's not in GT now.
That was a serious concern with Meyer being a pendant.
So we know that Cadenza needs to make her way over to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Cadenza needs to get the Turtle Rock and get the mirror. The absolute worst thing Cadenza can find here is the flippers. Because that'll send Cadenza on a full dip of Ice Palace. Just a little love from the Smiths today. I'm finding that most of our fire bars in this room have been replaced with chain chomps, which makes it significantly worse.
And that roller didn't make things any better either.
A spike trap! Oh no!
What a
Oh!
That is an unfortunate location for that spike trap.
At least he came in through the Mimic entrance.
He's gonna have to find some magic too.
I think he should still have a green on him.
I thought he used. Did he not use it?
I don't recall him using the green potion.
Or is it Cadenza that used it? Oh. Yeah, and the cape uses so cape in that room will use double magic. And the blue cane isn't going to help him either.
You don't get invincibility outside of Spike Cave and Laser Bridge.
Alright, so he did have a potion.
But again, hard mode, only half your meter. And another green potion.
Just can't dash through here. There you go.
And he gets through.
And he's gonna make a beeline for the safety door.
I do not blame him in the least. So depending on how good Elm is, and I know he's probably pretty good with his laser skips, we might see 1-2 deaths here.
Randomizer giveth and Randomizer taketh away.
Taking his intentional death for some hearts.
And all that's left now is the boss. We'll see what the boss is. Watch it just like a Trinex.
Cadenza trying to set up water walking, but then got knocked out of the setup for it. Looks like it might try to come down here and... Oh, no, never mind. I was mistaken. And we have a water walk. More Armos.
Yeah, I hope he's relieved to see that.
Unfortunately, he's out of arrows.
Puts the fire rod to use.
As if the blue boomerang wasn't useless enough in hard mode, let's add some lag to it. So flute and mirror, looks like it's probably time to be heading over toward Misery Mire.
I think it's almost time for everybody's favorite song.
Yep. To answer Paperweight, the reason blue boomerang is useless, this is hard mode. The boomerang's no longer stun. Everyone's favorite duck is now amok. As Cadenza takes the hint and realizes, yeah, I'm going to Turtle Rock.
The geese has been released.
Now, the one downside is Elm found the flute and the mirror both at the same time. Some of those mirror spots might just fall into the back of his mind. I didn't even get a look and see what that was.
I missed it too. That looked like Quake. I missed it.
Flippers.
Flippers. I think it was Quake. I think it looked like Quake.
Yeah, I think it was Quake. But, you know, it's great. Elm's got flippers now. Now he has access to ice power. Oh, wait.
At least he doesn't have to worry about it now. And he's going to make the Swamp Palace play. There's better chest density here.
Yeah, 6 chests, 6 items, definitely. I agree with going to Swamp first. And it's also a crystal.
I mean, he doesn't know that where the ice rod is at. So, yeah, this makes sense.
Alright, Cadenza coming up here. Gonna be continuing on through the fun in Turtle Rock. Elm's pretty well loaded with everything. He's not gonna find much of value in here. He's the only real... Oh, wow. Because we haven't seen enough spikes in this seed, a couple of them blocking the big key.
There you go. And on Cadenza's side, there's our vanilla big key. It's about as vanilla as it gets.
Indeed it is. So I'm coming through here. Like I said, we know he's not going to find too much of value in here. Do you start checking the overworld locations? Do you dip Meyer because it's the green pendant, and that gives you more to check afterwards?
Yeah, he's gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say because he knows he needs the ice rod. He just has no clue where it's at.
I think before he dips into Misery Mire, I think he'll probably want to check some overworld locations. Maybe. He can finish Misery Mire, so he may go in there anyway.
That's if it was Quake, because he didn't go in the first time, like somebody said. Maybe it wasn't Quake, and we just didn't get a good look at it.
It may have been either. I know it's not Bombo, so I would have seen the pattern of it.
Just 5 in a map. And Cadenza grabs their flute. And what do we have hiding in Swamp Palace? It's a Helmasaur!
Yeah, he was bound to show up eventually.
Nice quick clean kill from Elminster. Cadenza dealing with the Chain Chomps of Death. Oh, taking an unfortunate death before we can get to the Hearts and Magic.
Yeah, Elm had to do some creative things with the magic cape, especially with the double magic usage in order to get through all that. So this is going to be a rough time.
This is one of those cases where it may almost be better to not take the optimal or the standard route and just go back to the left after hitting the switch. Elma checking bombos.
And gets bombs? Fitting.
Oh, a little too early on the hook shot.
This is why. Sorry,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
This is why one hit KO and Randomizer are not a recommended combination.
So Elm's checking his one-ofs. I can't help but think he's going to come up here and start the blacksmith chain.
It's Elminster who knows how this finishes, right? So he knows he doesn't have to turn in the purple chest.
Yeah, he knows the purple chest is cash. The problem is if he's picking up the smith here, if he doesn't go north after checking smiths and hammer pegs, the graveyard all of a sudden becomes a very orphaned location. And the only other thing he hasn't checked up there is catfish. Cadenza managed to get the single spike of death.
Yeah, playing it safe there. I don't blame her. You don't know what was on the other side of the bridge.
I was gonna say, full heart container, I'd take that.
Yeah, this is not normal difficulty, Elm.
Oh, he's floating. He's floating to 4 and going to... where? Catfish? Yeah, it has to be catfish. I think floating to 5. I think 5 would have been a better option from that. Oh, he's getting the mushroom.
I see. He's gonna route in mushroom into catfish. Makes sense.
That's a good decision there.
I mean, we know it's not going to yield anything, but
Gotta see what's going on up here at Hobo as well. Which still hasn't been checked. Well, since we just got the flippers. The Hobo with just a little bit of change.
Cadenza's down to 2 hearts.
That roller just in an unfortunate position, just mauling everyone. Elm not liking what he saw from the mushroom, so he instead decides a hard reset so he can do the fake powder, probably.
He might be setting himself up to do fake powder, go back to the dark world, and then maybe do those northern checks.
Well, he knows that it's a strikeout on bumper, at least, already. Cadenza, having enough arrows, makes it through Armos pretty easily here in Turtle Rock. The ice rod is located on the graveyard ledge. Cadenza has the hint, Elm does not.
So we'll see what Cadenza does next.
Flippers are in the mire shed.
She's probably going to activate the flute. I could see her making a beeline for that ice rod and getting Thieves Town out of the way.
Yeah, I could definitely see, activating flute, jumping straight north into the dark world, and going right for that ice rod.
So just to recap for people who've just tuned in, this is the fall 2018 Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. This match is all dungeons, open state, Uncle Assured Sword, hard difficulty with the Randomizer enabled.
Sure enough, Cadenza making a beeline right for that ice rod. I can't help but imagine there's probably gonna be an immediate Turtle Rock Thieves Town dip afterwards to kill Trinex.
Yeah. I could see Cadenza also wanting to figure out what the medallion is for Meyer.
If the medallion for Meyer turns out to be Quake and isn't Ether, Cadenza gets to go mode Ice and Swamp once they find the flippers.
Alright. And there's our ice rod as foretold by our hint tile. And there we go, Meyer area. Alright, chat, keep your eyes peeled. Let's not miss this one. Oh, that is Bombos.
It is Bombos, okay.
I was wrong, wow. Not the first. And there's our flippers. So, Cadenza is a Bombos away from go mode, and so is Elminster.
So I can't help but think that there is an extremely good possibility that Bombos is buried in GT.
I mean, that feels really likely at this point. But here's the thing is that our runners are going to have to full clear the other dungeons. They're not going to want to leave items behind and potentially be Bombos.
Yeah, so Cadenza's probably going to do a full clear of Swamp, then a full clear of Ice, and then go back to Thieves Town before realizing Bombos is buried, is buried in GT.
Yeah. Essentially, any advantage Cadenza may have had by potentially not having to full clear him is pretty much lost now.
Yeah, so we're pretty well aware because Elm has already full cleared both Swamp and Ice, both of which pretty well struck out on having anything of value. That with Bombos being required, it has to be in GT somewhere. All right, well, Cadenza starts heading in. This is just a reminder that as well as being broadcast here by us in English, our friends over on Speed Gaming Francais are also simulcasting this in French, if you want to check that out, if you happen to be bilingual.
So, question in chat: does that hint cover both left and side items?
I believe I'm not sure if it did in this case. I believe he did leave the entire... Yeah, actually, he did leave the left side. But he did get the hint that it was cash. I don't know if it mentioned the second item, but Elm flew through the hint a little fast.
So just an update on Elm's stream. I'm looking at it directly, and he is in Ganon's tower right now. So he must have found the ice rod.
Alright, Cadenza getting another piece of heart, finishing up the compass chest down here. So with Elm being in GT, he's going to go through, finish out GT, and then, especially since they've, since he's already killed Aghanim, both of them, he's going to just head straight out to Meyer, finish that out real quick, hopefully get a God Meyer, get an early big key as well. Get into grabbing their 5 in the map.
Another big $5.
Swamp was just obsessed with the blue things today. 5 rupees, 5 rupees, 5 rupees.
That's 15 whole rupees.
You can buy like one heart refill for that.
1.5. Another update, Elminster is in Bob's room.
To answer a question in chat about all dungeons, all 7 crystals, all 3 pendants, Ganon's Tower, Aghanim 1 all have to be defeated before you can actually damage Ganon in Phase 4. Ice Roy was located on the the graveyard ledge.
And we're getting a Bombos tablet check on Cadenza's side.
Just a couple of little booms instead of the boom coin, unfortunately.
That's a good note. Actually, Ice Armos was Ice Armos. Though the 3 bosses in Ganon's Tower can also be shuffled in this version of Randomizer.
Yes, and there's certain things you don't want to see. Like one of my least favorites is going to be Helmassar on Moldorm 2.
That would be pretty disgusting.
Cadenza grabbing her mushroom.
Elminster is now in the gauntlet. So he did at least find the big key. We're not gonna be able to play the guessing game just because of the issue that we're having, but I can at least describe it to you, I suppose. Alright. Cadenza doing the fake powder. Elm probably did the exact same thing.
Just some bombs, just teasing again, not with that OS on the end of it.
She's probably gonna flute to 3, probably then go into... Oh, no. First this.
Yep, might as well turn it in now, since you've already done the fake powder.
Buy some potions.
Definitely.
They're only half as effective on hard difficulty, but they're still useful.
Cadenza decides 2 blues and a green is going to be the makeup of the day. And fluting over to 3, probably to finish off Trinex. Alright, so Cadenza's got to finish off Trinex here in Thieves Town, and it's going to be headed over to Ice Palace for probably going to be a full clear, still missing Bombos. Got 5 on the Firehead. Five on the Ice Head, and here comes phase 2.
Alright. And what did you have?
More money.
So we never saw K45.
It's a Harpies.
It is our piece? Alright.
Yeah, Elm checked it.
Alright. I pay really good attention to things.
Well, we've had a lot going on here. A lot of different, both of our runners checking different areas completely, having, completely different routing. It's been really fun to watch their thought processes through this.
Exactly.
Cadenza finally getting around to the big bomb here. Literally wanting to do anything to find this so that don't have to full clear Ice Palace.
So I just got a look at Elm's inventory. He does not have Bombos yet. But he has finished Ganon's tower. Oh, and there he's back, a little bit at least. So truly, it's down to where is Bombos?
Where have they missed? I mean, he's going into Magic Bat now, because he must not have checked it beforehand, which we know is just more bombs.
And Cadenza is making her way into Ice Palace.
Yeah, this will be her last crystal.
Now, actually, we don't know which chest actually has the big key because he probably cleared it all looking for Bombos.
Yeah.
Just thinking out loud right now.
At least we hope he full cleared it. Yes, to enter sighting, this is a all dungeon, so they do need to clear Mire as well. So Cadenza getting the big key in the first chest of Ice Palace. About to head into this very unfortunate spike room again. They can't turn in the green pendant because the green pendant is Misery Mire. Back of escape also has been checked. It was the small key and I think a heart container and some bombs. Elm looks to be headed over toward Catfish, which I believe was just about 5 rupees. Yeah, I'm not sure where this Bombos could be, unless something got missed. Cadenza she just really doesn't want to deal with this Lionel.
Yeah. Yeah, the only I don't think anything else can hurt except pots.
Never underestimate the power of crockery.
Right, you are.
Did they not check? Did they not check the big chest and swamp? Is the big key on the left side? Hera basement self-locked. We get because the hint for the Hera basement self-lock was in Hera. Elm's back in ice.
Did he miss the big chest?
No, he checked it. I know he checked that. He checked Ice T. I'm pretty sure he checked Ice T.
He's just trying to retrace his steps right now.
I would almost think at this point you'd have to be racking your brain because you've thought, you know, everything's been checked. Yes, Elm check Graveyard Ledge. He's already cleared Ganon's Tower. He's literally just looking for Bombos to clear Mire now. So Cadenza dropping down, going to grab their big chest here.
Yeah, now I'm really confused why Elm is here.
Yep, just bombs. Cadenza, I think, still has Ice Tea left to check, so she'll probably come back upstairs. I'm really not sure if Cadenza checked the big chest in Swamp. I really think that big key might be on the left side and Bombos is in the big chest. Oh, the big chest in Swamp was arrows. Okay, thank you, chat.
So the plot thickens. And see, we don't know exactly what Elminster checked in GT. I'm hoping that he fully cleared it.
And once again, we do apologize. Elm's just having some internet issues a little bit. We're getting through it the best we can here to keep everybody updated. Cadenza coming through. Just got to drop down and clear their 7th crystal dungeon.
So Elminster right now is in East Death Mountain in the Light World. He just went through Spiral Cave.
Powdering his anti-fairy for 1 heart.
So I think we'll play the big key guessing game because we don't know exactly where the big key is at.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. If you happen to have been on Elm's stream, you know, be a good sport about it. You know, don't immediately try to jump on it, but we'll activate it because none of the people here in stream have really got to see anything in there, and nobody really knows what was happening on Elm's anyway. All right, Cadenza hitting the flute, gonna be headed, probably going to 1, headed right up to GT.
All right, get your guesses in. Get a shot on the leaderboard. If you're a subscriber of any speed gaming channel or have donated at least 250 bets, you are eligible to be on our leaderboard. But everybody's welcome to put a guess in anyway, so get them in. We're going to close it as soon as Cadenza enters Ganon's tower. I believe the bits are cumulative. We had a question in chat about that. I don't think it has to be a single donation.
Just a quick update on Elminster. It looks like he's just backtracking a couple of some overworld locations. Not quite sure, what he may have missed. So he's just trying everything one more time. Small key in 1. Ether in 2. That's the wrong coin.
Not what we're looking for. And I think...
Here comes tile room for 3.
I always like seeing tile room as 3. Get that wall pulling. So, while you are pulling the wall and have the cape active, it will not drain magic. So, Cadenza can just sit here and just chill.
Bombos!
You know what that implies?
That implies that Elm skipped tile room.
Hopefully he goes back and checks that soon.
Oh, Elm. Sweet, sweet Elm, please.
It's not on his menu yet.
Oh, no.
So, chest number 4, 20 rupees. The map on 5. 6 is 20 rupees. And 7th is a stack of bombs. Oh, Elminster, you can... We believe you go back to GT. So, 8 is a piece of heart. It's a good idea to grab that.
Oh, and the refill. That's nice.
Tell you can, every heart matters. So we had 9, 10, 11 was 50 rupees, 12 was a small key. My counting's correct, right?
Yes, because we checked tile room, we're 1 ahead of where we normally are.
Messes me up sometimes.
Yeah, this is this will be 13.
That is
Oh, what the?
That was the powder.
Yeah, I think that was
13.
a powder. It's hard to tell behind the beambos.
Yeah, I saw like the top of the powder icon. Randomizer never ceases to amaze.
Especially with this seed.
And this looks like pure garbage. Wow. Alright, and pen gators, that's not too bad. 14 is a small key.
Alright, coming up on Rando Room, that'll be 15 to 18.
Yes, this is all dungeons. We need to go back and do Meyer after this. 15, 16 is a small key. 17 is 20 rupees. And 18 is our big key.
Alright, so if you guessed 18, you are going to win. That's going to be Mighty Metric Batman. Congratulations. So, while we're going up through the gauntlet here, here's a quick recap. This is open all dungeons, hard, Uncle Assured Swords, Randomizer. Now, the tale of this has been Elminster's had some amazing actual execution, but has been kind of really bit in the behind. He first forgot to recheck the bottle vendor for hookshot, and now has lost Bombos in the tile room of Ganon's Tower.
Everybody send your thoughts to Elminster. Distinct the 2 letters GT. Tile room. It's more than 2 letters. Come on, Elminster. Think through it. Go through that checklist again. It's a much bigger checklist this time.
Yes, poor Elm's looking for one location in the entire game aside from Shaz and Meyer.
Yeah, Elminster still has an advantage here. If he can remember to go back to GT and hit that tile room, he's still golden, but that window is shrinking on him.
Cadenza playing it slow and careful up through the gauntlet.
Randomizer gauntlets can be brutal.
Oh, this is where Ether would have been an amazing idea.
I think some spins and slashes will take care of him, though.
Yep, that's still managed to get it done.
You still have to deal with Beamoses. Or worse. I could think of a lot worse things that could probably be in these rooms.
Exactly. At least the fire shield's actually doing work. Oh, that's a cold stare, and that's an ugly floor.
Some palette jankiness. It's like Elminster is going back into pod. Maybe he thinks he missed something there. Well, that's all you can do in like these cases. Just go and retrace everything, figure out what you missed.
You just gotta retrace every step and be like, okay, where might I have missed something?
Be careful.
Cadenza should still have 3 potions. Should be okay.
Yeah.
spin's a little slow. I don't know. You don't want to get close, but I'd probably just be going with slashes. But whatever it takes to play safe. Oh.
Yeah. Play it safe. Drink a potion.
7 hearts and some more fire rod usage. And down goes Cold Stare. Cadenza having a little bit of trouble in this room when you don't quite have the the come down and just straight Canon Samaria muscle memory. Sometimes you forget what the floor is. Gonna get that 1 heart. Maybe. Oh no.
Cadenza, no.
No. Yeah, that's a really bad spot to see anti-fairies. Oh, we got Elm, and he's taking the chest. He wants the money. Give him the cash.
Maybe he thought he misread the hint or something. Come on, Elm. GT. Flute to 1.
Send him your mental energy. 1.
1.
1. 1.
Flute to 1.
I think Cadenza should stop by the safety room this time. Nope.
No time for safeties. I mean, Cadenza probably thinks that she's behind right now.
Oh yeah, 2 hours, 30 minutes, I would be freaking out not seeing a dot done.
Especially against an opponent like Elm. Chat's bringing up a good point. Cadenza's gonna have to do Cold Stare again. So she needs all the magic that she can scrounge up.
Cadenza still has a 1 blue, I believe, and a green.
Yes. But you don't want to use them unless you have to.
Alright, Cold Stare, take 2.
There we go.
little bit quicker. Still not in the greatest position hearts-wise, but again, still has a potion. Can still get through this. Oh, Cadenza!
Elm is still staring at his map. Everybody's telling Flute to 1. Yeah, so to sum up for anybody who's just joined in, Elminster's fully cleared Ganon's tower, and he's looking for Bombos. What he doesn't know is that it's in Tile Room, and that was skipped. So he needs to go back to Ganon's tower and do the Tile Room to get Bombos, so that he can do Misery Mire and then defeat Ganon. Cadenza getting her revenge on that anti-fairy.
Absolutely. So the only thing I can think of is Elm had to have went right side, mirrored out, went left, got the big chest, and just completely, had forgotten or just didn't realize it. Cadenza was going to go for the chest and then remembered, I don't need to, I'm done. Oh, Elm's on Death Mountain.
Yep. I think
the stream's catching up. And we have Moldorm and Moldorm 2.
Oh, he went and he checked the Ether tablet, which he'd already checked. And now he's going into Hera. He was like wondering if he missed basement. No, basement is locked out of itself.
Basement self-locked. Thieves Town was also self-locked. Cadenza for Aghanim 2. That's a triple.
That is a beautiful triple. It's a double, maybe?
Look like 3-1.
The blue ball. Oh, so one more. There we go.
All right, and for the first time, Cadenza's clawed back up and looks to be in the lead.
Cadenza knows what she needs to do. She needs to go into Misery Mire, go mode it, kill whatever boss is there.
Yes, Aga 1 has been completed. It was our Dark World access.
Stocking up on potions. That's a good call. Don't want to take any gambles here.
Now, do you think after Mire that just going to drop straight in, go silverless? I mean, it's not really that big of a deal at this point. It's still 12 spins.
I don't think that she'll spend the time to get those silvers.
No, I don't
And
think so.
I do have an update. Breaking news: Elminster was in the tile room. I saw some frames of it, and he's leaving now. I think that he has the Bombos medallion, and I do see it on his menu. So this is neck and neck, because he's gonna go. He's beelining straight to Meyer, and Cadenza is right ahead of him. Though
What is this room?
now that is some hot garbage. I'm not sure which is worse, Wizrobe cycles or those shadow things.
The shadows wouldn't be so bad if they were all in the same area, but replacing those popos is just awful.
Or she's missing something. There's another.
That's another shadow.
Oh, found it. This is indeed a race. And I know Cadenza loaded up on safeties. I don't think Elminster did.
He may have. He's had enough time going double checking everything.
He might have been spending that time double checking though. Well, we'll see if we see him pop out any.
Oof, I saw an empty bottle.
The invincibility for Cana Burna does in fact work in this room because of the spikes.
It's one of the few rooms it does work in. And ladies and gentlemen, through all the internet issues, through the issues with the hook shot and the Bombos medallion, we have ourselves maybe a 2-room difference at 2 hours and 40 minutes. Oh, that's a death.
Yeah. At this stage in the game, I don't like doing like what ifs, but what if the logic required you to bonk over that gap? That would be interesting.
Well, the logic wanted you to bonk over that gap. Unless the actual hookshot was in here, the logic can fly a kite. Oh, Elm!
We believe, Elm. You can do it.
This is just terrible because you only start with, 6 hearts, and you're going to lose most of that just getting to there. Alright, Helm back to the Shadows room here with his health mostly intact.
Cadenza will probably drink a potion soon. I don't see her taking any chances.
It depends on what's in this room.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Yeah, this is just super close. Good guy Henox detonating the switch.
Where is the big key? And there it is.
There it is, yep. Cadenza deciding she doesn't want any part of that north room and is just going to come safely back here through these couple of easy rooms and go that way.
There's some anti-fairies in here that can be powdered for a couple of hearts. Or wait, there may not be bunny beams under those pots, or I'm not sure. Never mind.
No, with the pot shuffle being off, they should still be, but all the bunny beams should still be in their original locations. I just don't know if you actually get a heart for bunny beams like you do anti-fairies and hard.
I would think so, but it's hard.
Elm's coming down. We're still at about a 2-room difference.
And their timers are synced, so this is actually close. It's really down to execution at this point, and Elminster will have the advantage with those silver arrows on Ganon.
Absolutely. There's no more items. We've pretty much full cleared the world on both of our runners here. It's all down to the show now.
Getting close there.
Cadenza, 2 hearts. What do we have? Oh, it's another Trinex.
Yeah. Drink that potion, yes.
Taking 0 chances.
Alright. Firehead's down. Versus surprise Trinex.
Now remember, this is still the Vitreous room. The back of that room still hurts. Oh no, Elm!
No.
Oh no! Cadenza finishes, gets our 3rd pendant and small key. Elm takes a highly unfortunate death to Trinex 2.
I wouldn't count him out yet. A lot can happen on Ganon, especially if you don't have silver arrows.
Yeah, even with that unfortunate death, this is still silvers versus silverless. Cadenza knows where the silvers are if it comes down to it, but I don't know if you're going to be able to fall, have enough time to go get them and get back, and maintain a lead.
So Cadenza still has a green potion. Could opt to talk to the fairy for a potion, but skips.
Nope, Cadenza's going to go straight in.
I mean, she knows it's do or die time.
Yeah, if you were freaking out at 2:30 to 2:45, it's just panic go. Trades a couple hearts for a couple spin slashes. Gets a nice position there on phase 2.
Pulling the wall, that's good. And phase 3.
Yeah, good way to save magic there, but while still getting your invincibility.
So we need 12 spins with the tempered sword once Ganon gets into phase 4. The timing is fairly precise. And she does get the potion glitch. That's good.
1. That's the second one.
Third.
Ooh, that was close.
It's 4. 5.
Looks like Elm has Trinex 2 down.
6, 7. 8. We're almost there. It's number 10. 2 more. Don't fall.
And Cadenza's done it.
And Cadenza has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 47 seconds. Everybody spam those GGs in chat.
GG's indeed. What a crazy and close race.
And from what I can see right now, Elminster is currently fighting Ganon.
All right, let's see if Cadenza wants to come in for an interview.
And we are welcomed on stream by Cadenza. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, great game indeed. What'd you think of that seed?
Oh, well, that was a full clear all the way. I think I must have missed 2 locations. So that was kind of crazy. I've done some weird faces, like in the dark room after Turok, or some rooms like that where it's like, oh my god, what's in here?
That's Randomizer for you.
Yeah.
And hard Randomizer.
Yeah. It's my third Randomizer seed.
Have you ever done a hard Randomizer before?
I'm not sure. At least it wasn't swordless, so I'm not complaining.
Fair enough.
So, what were your thoughts after, going into GT and saying, you know what, forget it, I'll do Tile Room, and then finding that Bombos medallion?
Well, I was quite happy, but as you can tell, I just took my mirror and was, wait, I still need to find that big key, so... and that big key was a little bit far, so I didn't save that much time. I just saved Ice Armos. So, but it was a great gamble. I was happy I've made it.
Yeah, and it was a great run and a great race indeed. everybody seemed to have a little bit of trouble in Mire there at the end, especially with the way some of those layouts were. You know, like
Yes.
triple fireball or double fire snake in the entrance.
Yes, that was nice. I must say, I just can't believe the outcome of this race. It was so clear in my head that I had no chance of winning that, so it's still like, punch me, it must be a dream.
I mean, like, at what point did you like start feeling, well, not behind, but like I'm just waiting for my opponent to done? Like, when does that starting to come into play?
About 2 hours, 10 minutes. I was like, he hadn't done yet, and as the time went by, I was just, okay, did I lose internet connection and I just didn't saw it done, or I saw I had a Discord notification with nothing to do with this, but is this someone telling me that he loses connection? So, I'm still like, I don't know how this happened.
I just want to break in here for a second. Elminster did finish with a second place time of 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 32 seconds.
Yeah, GG to Elm as well. You know, the heck of a race on both your parts. It was just really fun to watch you two go through this. And we are joined by Elminster. GG Elminster.
GG.
So, you know, you put up a really impressive time for some of the troubles you had, first with the hook shot and then with the bombos. Did you have any thoughts going through just about everything in general?
I felt like Seed wasn't as bad as I was expecting, at least the Randomizer part.
Yeah, the entrance to Mire might disagree with you, but overall, most of it, other than outside of a few specific rooms, were pretty well.
Yeah, Mire sucked. That was I was not ready for that after like half an hour of stressing over where Bombos was. I had legit forgotten Spiral Cave too, so as soon as I remembered it, I was so sure it was there, and when it wasn't there, I was really confused.
Kind of what happened for you to like kind of click back into your head that you needed to go back to Tile Room then?
I don't know really. I was trying to think like, okay, what are the places where I routed differently from how I'd normally route based on Randomizer or all dungeons, or just somewhere that I did something unorthodox. I figured it would be like near those cases. So that's how I thought of Spiral Cave actually, is that I was like, well, I know I bailed out of Paradox Cave as soon as I found the book. So I was like, okay, well, that's not something I normally do. So I was apt to forget the check that's usually adjacent to that. So I'm thinking, where else did I do something like that? And eventually, like, I was thinking, like, I missed the big chest in ice or something. Even, like, maybe I just forgot it. I was like, where did I just lapse? Where did my brain just shut off? And eventually I realized that I never gone back to Tower Room, because I went right first in Gans Tower, which I never do. But I did it because of all dungeons still looking for an item.
So, what are your both of your thoughts going into Game 2? Have you, Cadenza, have you picked your settings yet?
Oh, I'll probably be quite boring with something like maybe open Kissing Tea, but nothing too fancy.
You're gonna stay away from the Randomizer?
Yeah, it's not a mode that I know very well, so I'm not very competitive in it, so I won't choose that for myself.
Fair enough.
Alright. So, do you guys have any other comments or any other things that you found interesting or that was going on with this seed?
I don't know really. Like the seed didn't really stand out to me as a bad seed or anything. It was just, at least for me, forgetting things. I didn't think the atomization was that bad. Fire was pretty bad. Where else did I have trouble? I don't know. I really didn't have too much trouble in most areas, but Trinex, I will say, was the boss I wanted to see the least at the end of Mire.
Yeah, the Atomizer settings didn't seem outside of, to be perfectly honest, outside of like Mire and Turtle Rock, especially Turtle Rock with that spike on the bridge.
Oh yeah, Turtle Rock was kind of bad.
Spike on the bridge, dark room, and the roller in the entrance of the room after the bridge.
I was just happy we got Lamp so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's truly necessary in Randomizer to have the lamp.
Yeah, so when I died to Trinex, I noticed that that Cadenza wasn't done yet, and I was just like, okay, I kind of expected, like, the reason I picked this mode, right, is because I think I can handle the harder execution better, so I expect that to buy me a whole bunch of time if I screw up routing or something, which I did twice. So I'm like, okay, well, I know I have some buffer time, but the big question is how much. I don't know. I didn't think... I thought the enemies could have been a lot worse, so thought maybe I wasn't going to get as much time as I expected. But when I died to Trinex that one time, I was like, I really, really hope that that wasn't the reason that I lost. And it turned out it was. So that was cool. But I'm glad that people ended up having fun watching the race. Seems like it was good.
Yeah, you guys definitely put on a heck of a show. I thought for sure right up until that death it was going to come down to silvers versus silverless.
Yeah, I would have felt less bad if I had lost by more. And then like once I saw that dot, then I was kind of tilted again. And I had one fight where I walked off the edge. Well, I don't know if that came through on stream, but yeah.
I'm surprised you did get the silvers.
Okay, so I got silvers because I got stuck earlier in the seed. I didn't have enough money for Bottle Vendor, and I forgot to go back to him for a little bit.
Oh.
So I was trying to figure out what I missed, and I was just thinking of things to do. And I was like, well, I'm not doing anything except standing here. Might as well just go get silvers.
Yeah, okay.
Well, do you guys have any other comments or about going forward or any future races you guys got coming up?
I'm scheduling with Drakros on Monday, and he's top seed, so he gets to pick what we're doing. I think that mostly I should be okay going forward, and it's just like freak, I guess, misfortunes or just missing very particular things like this that get me. Because I don't know, I feel like I had a lot of opportunities to still come out on top this race, and I still didn't, but yeah, just all dungeons is kind of weird with your go mode items being able to be in Ganon's tower. I wouldn't say that tripped me up necessarily, but Tile Room in particular did, and it's just like that's probably the biggest danger for me, is just missing something. I feel okay about pretty much any modes other than that being an issue.
Alright. Cadenza, what about you?
Oh well, I think it was a nice seed overall. I was happy with the bosses we got. There was nothing too incredible in Mott Arena, for instance. And Trinex wasn't too trolly. The first time we encountered it, it was in Thief Town, so it's not long to go back to the boss at this place. And we got the fire rod, the ice rod not much later. So overall, I'm quite happy. I will still need to stop my heart from rushing through all the stress of the seed, but it was nice. I had a lot of fun.
All right, well, thank you both once again. You guys, like I said, you guys put on a heck of a show, and I can't wait to see the rest of your guys' races if they get restreamed here, and I expect you all to entertain us even more. Sai, you have anything to add?
No, thank you so much, you two, for this race. We very much enjoyed watching it.
Thanks for you, for the commentary, restream, and tracking. It was very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So once again, got some links in chat for you. Please follow these two runners. They put on a marathon for you here today. It was great to watch, and I hope everybody was entertained as well. Also, to not only our restreamers, but our tracker, my co-commentator, Synac here as well. Everybody just did a great job. Drop everyone a follow here. It's been an amazing day.
All right, so I am Synac, and I am with
Demon RHK.
And we wish you all a good night and have a safe trip home. Or if you're at home, have a good night, I guess.